Believe that. If you gotta ask, she is not feeling you. Never. You don't chase anybody. You never chase nothing. You stay calm and be patient. Oh, I'm like, wait, my mic not plugged in. My mic. Fast. That's how I get my skin so clear. Learning fast. And I actually did get a little pimple right here, so it's not as flawless. I get like one of these a year. Show recommendations. Oh, sure. Like on Patreon, you mean? Or the podcast? Sure, I'll give some good recommendations. That's a good idea. I'll write that down. Show recommendations. Yeah, I'll do that on Patreon. Maybe I'll even do like a little review. It's a good idea. I'll do that for Patreon. I fast every day. I skip breakfast. So let's say if I sleep for 8 hours or 6 hours, I won't eat until usually around maybe 3 or 5. The last 10 days of January, I've been going until 5. I had a client that I told him until 5 too. The past 5 days, he's been going till 3. So 5 is the recommended. But normally, I don't usually eat around until normally like 3. Fasting and drink water. I do. I stopped eating meat for a long time. I don't eat red meat though. I don't eat red meat at all. I usually only eat once a day also. Is my mic on? JLab. The other accounts were deleted because I didn't know how to finesse the system, but I'm a lot more familiar with with TikTok now. And now that I'm a lot more familiar with TikTok, I know how to make my videos in a way where there's less cursing and choosing the correct videos. It took me a lot of accounts, but now I can. And then don't monetize. When you monetize, because the money that you get is really not worth it unless you're getting millions and hundreds of thousands of views on every video. It's really not worth it. So I don't monetize because they go a lot harder when you're monetized. I think I seen you in a time. What the fuck are you talking about? American Eagle. All right, let's get started on the podcast, guys. Everybody in here, let's run up the likes. There's no reason I only have 1,000 likes. A breakfast place. Where at? Somewhere in New York? I don't eat breakfast though. Maybe someone who looks like me. You still live in I've never lived in the Bronx. Don't start rumors now. Russ was good. Uh, Oh, I was in I was in Boston. Um that's crazy. How would you remember that? And you must have been paying close attention. Yeah, I was in Boston in November. That's funny. Was I with somebody or no? Because I was definitely. You must have some good memory to remember my face. Oh, was it like next to that little shopping area? And there's like a AMC down the block. Wow, you see me from outside the place? What the fuck? Damn, motherfucker, you must have been staring. Did you know me prior to that? Were you following me? Like, that's crazy. It's a little creepy, man. But then again, there's a lot of people who notice me from TikTok and see me, so it is what it is, as you should. My beard is shiny because I put oils in it. That's why it's nice and oiled. It's beard oil. Don't worry. By the end of the year, I'll have 1 million followers. But anyway, let's get started on the podcast. Guys, can we run up the likes, please? Let's try to get to 20K likes. I'm gonna start this podcast and we're gonna do that. Let's drop the fish and hooks in the chat so we can get started. Let me see what podcast number one. Who can guess the podcast number? Let's see where the real fans are at. Fans of the podcast, because I think it's 153 or 154. I don't think it's 152. Yep. It's 153. Russ, you were right, but Russ, you don't count. Russ was right. Yeah, no, it's 153, guys. I should be, but I will. I think Andrew Tate kind of beat me to it, but he was able to do it. He has a lot of, you know what? And you guys who've been following me know I've been doing this shit way before Andrew Tate got famous. Um when I look at him, he has a lot of similarities. He's fights. I've been fighting since I was 8 years old. I have 100 and some amateur fights. Just haven't had so much success. And I have no problems with him. I like him. Mostly because he's Muslim. He's a God fearing man. I feel like we share a lot of the same principles. And one thing that another thing people don't know, he's big on chess. I'm big on chess too. Like I've been playing chess since I was 12 years old. I was in a chess club in high school. Really big on chess. So I play about 3 games of chess every day on my phone. I love playing chess. There's a lot of different things that the man's pretty cool. I have no problems with him. But let's drop those fishing hooks in the chat, and everybody make sure you're hitting those likes. Let's get these likes up. Drop the fishing hook so we can get started on this podcast. I'm waiting to see them. I need a lot of them. Spam it up. Let's go. Ivan, you were right. Cause dude, you're a moderator. We speak on the phone. You're not even like taking coaching is different. You be on it. I guess you can count, whatever, but that's fine. I just feel like you're a little above, that level. You speak to me directly. All right, let's get into it. Keep running up those likes, guys. Podcast number 153. JLab. It's to exercise my hand. I hurt my hand. I might have broke it. I don't know, but I hurt my hand sparring in the gym, so I just got to get it right. So it's just a little, just a wee bit injured. Been icing it for the longest. It might be broken, but I do that shit to my hand all the time. Just makes my hand stronger, but I gotta heal it faster. Might be fighting next month, so we'll see. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. All right, guys. Podcast number 153. Today we're going to be talking about becoming exclusive. And I think a lot of guys don't understand what it means to be more exclusive. And when you start to become more exclusive and how you moves becomes more reclusive, you understand that this is a part of raising your value. And a lot of guys don't understand this, and we kind of spread ourselves thin a lot. So we need to understand why becoming exclusive is more important, why selecting and putting some value on our intention also raises our value. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's podcast. So if you know how the podcast goes, we play a song and then we get right into it. And right now we're going to play J.O. Say It Ain't. And then right after that, we will get directly into the podcast. So don't go anywhere. Grab your popcorn, grab your candy, grab your drink. Let's go on live, and we'll be here for a good little second.
Yeah, nigga. This is that big Hollywood shit, nigga. We copping that shit you wish you could get. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking around out here, man. Fuck you thought it was, nigga. You know how we do it, nigga. We doing back-to-back shit. Ain't no stopping, ain't no motherfucking breaks, nigga. This shit ain't for the weak. So tell them niggas, watch out. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is, yeah, you know I'm too bold. But you still sleeping on me, niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, got it figured out. Tried to be the nice guy, but now I'm on a different route. Probably got your girlfriend in my crib, just trying to dick her down. And best believe I kick her out if she don't plan on putting out. Yeah, cause I'm a dog, I'm a fucking dog. Got a lot of bitches, but I'm always trying to fuck some more. Yeah, so what you want from a nigga? I done found out the game, and they don't be loving niggas. I'm good, I'm all set. The way I do my own thing, yeah, they all vex. Out here calling shots like a motherfucking rep. Whole time y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. Man, this shit a mess. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is, yeah, you know I'm too bold. But you still sleeping on me, niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so that I'm back, nigga. Tell Shorty that I'm in. She know he a whack, nigga, doing all that yapping. He just hating cause my stack's bigger. Hit it from the back. I'm the one that got her ass bigger. Yeah, and I'm a boss. I'm a fucking boss. Feeling like I'm Cali, baby. I ain't never took a loss. Nah, and I made y'all with the cross. Putting on for my city, and I put that on the cross. So I'm good. I'm all set. Who's real? Who's fake? Man, let's put them to the test. I ain't worried about a thing, baby. I ain't never stressed. Ben thought I was that nigga. Man, I must confess. Bitch, I've been the best. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is, yeah, you know I'm too bold. But you still sleeping on me, niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't.
All right, guys, that was Say It Ain't by J.O. And that is not out yet. It will be coming out soon. So let's get into today's podcast. And we're talking about becoming exclusive. And, a lot of the things that I tell you about sometimes correlate with what's going on in my personal life. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes some podcasts can derive from clients that I speak to, some podcasts can derive from um, things that I see going on in the public. But a lot of the things that I see that I decide to speak on are usually for things that need to be said and got things that I think that are benefit for a lot of men. And as I was writing one of my journal entries, because I do journal, and I advise everybody to get a journal and start journaling. Um, it helps raise your awareness. It helps with goals. It helps with dotting and jotting notes that can be beneficial for you in your life in the future, or even for others. Um, but there's this thing where I am always trying to better myself, always trying to raise my value and looking for things that will make me a better person, a better a better fighter, a better moneymaker, a better provider, um, a better lover. And as I'm writing, I noticed that a lot of the things that I want to do and the person that I want to become is this exclusive person, a person that is not easily obtained, a person that you can't get a hold of so readily. And a lot of the times that can be beneficial. Now, obviously, you don't want to be this way with your family or people that need you, right? Uh, but this is something that we need to start doing. You need to learn to increase your value. And there's a lot of studies that have been shown that a man who is less obtainable is more attractive to women and more attractive to a lot of people in general. And I think the perfect example of this is celebrities. You look at a lot of celebrities. Why do women have celebrity crushes that they never met? Does a random woman have a crush on the guy that she sees every day at work? Sometimes, not all the time. And she knows this guy. She knows him because of his personality, right? She sees the mailman, but on a route every week, but she doesn't have a crush on him because this person obviously has a level of fame and fortune, but he's unobtainable. The chances that your girlfriend or anybody, any random female sees Drake or Michael B. Jordan or Justin Bieber or Leonardo DiCaprio, any of these guys, it's an idea that's unattainable. So a lot of the times these women become obsessed, but a lot of the times you can do the same thing with people in your personal life. So, for example, a lot of the times you may have a girl that has a crush on you or a girl that may like you, but she may fall out and just pull back or stop hitting you up as much. Why? Because you're too accessible. A lot of the times you guys become so easily to reach, and a lot of guys chase, and there's nothing wrong with chasing, but you can reverse that process. You can reverse that process by becoming a challenge. And that's why some celebrities are so, have so many fans, because not only they're challenged, they're unobtainable. They don't feel like women don't feel like they can really have them. Some can. Some feel and think and believe that they can. That doesn't mean they're always gonna get them. Trust me, I know some girls who DM celebrities. But the thing is, some celebrities will crush a random girl. We hear about the stories all the time, right? But back to the point of becoming obtainable. And there's been so many studies done. And you don't even have to have studies. Let's look at logic. Logic tells you anything that is in a scarce resource, you know, it becomes more valuable. Well, if we look at diamonds, why are diamonds so valuable? Because it's a very rare type of gem or rock or jewel, whatever you want to call it. But they literally keep a lot of diamonds held, right? In minefields or wherever they get them from. Because if they flooded the market with too many diamonds, it would lose its value. And these jewelers wouldn't be able to charge it as much. But you have to be understanding to do the same thing with your attention. So a lot of the times when a lot of guys, they may, hang out with a girl, you call this girl trying to be your best friend, and she always wants to see you, always wants to hang out with you. And you're not really getting anything out of the situation anyway because you're in the friend zone. That's why she's your friend. And let's be real. A lot of guys, they take girls as friends, but very rarely that they don't want that girl. But if you put more scarcity on your time, she'll be like, "Oh man, what's up, Bessie? I haven't seen you in a while. You never want to hang out with me." It's because I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. I'm hanging out with other girls that actually want me, or I'm working on my purpose. You just can't talk to me in any type of way. You just can't talk to me when you want to. And then if a girl starts to show a little better behavior, if she starts to show a little more interest and showing more behavior that is compliments of being a lover or something romantic, then okay, give a little more attention, right? People shouldn't be able to access you so easily when you're on your purpose, when you're focused on yourself. So this way, when they do get your attention and they are allowed to access you, they're a lot more grateful for it. You know, they're a lot more appreciative of it. And that's a lot of the times why you guys ruin relationships. You want to hang out with your girl every single day. Now, I'm not saying don't be obtainable for your girl, but you can put some value on your attention. I say the same things all the time, but guys have a hard time understanding it. For example, water. We take water for granted. Now, imagine if there was a drought where we didn't have water, because there are some countries where people don't have clean water. And even though we complain about our water and our sink water probably might not be the best, but we have the ability to have filters on our water. We have water in general. There are some people that don't have water. So imagine if you took water for granted. We have it now. You don't even think about it. You'll buy a bottle of water and don't even drink the whole thing sometimes. Throw the shit out. But imagine if we didn't. It'd be a lot more greatly appreciated. But that's what you need to do with your attention. That's what you need to do with your time. So a lot of times in a relationship, you guys want to hang out every day with your girl, see your girl every day. You want to talk to her and then talk to her on the phone all day. But what you understand is you're decreasing your value. And really, if you want to make it a lot more simple, right? It's called having healthy space. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of situations which are exceptional where you can be around this person every day. And you have a lot of people who have this attachment style where they're just very clingy and have to be around the person all the time. And that's understandable but those exceptions, I think those are fewer than many. But you have to have healthy space. And you should do this even with girls that are maybe even pursuing you. But even more, if we spend less time as men focusing on women and focusing on our purpose, we would get a lot further. Think about it. You'll go hang out with, and I know a lot of guys that do this. You'll have about guys that's really getting it, especially after they join Patreon. After a lot of guys join Patreon, they're learning to get girls, right? So now I see a lot of guys having success. They got a date every other day, going out maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Some guys a date every day, catching bodies. But imagine all that time you spent into dates, because you're going to be spending at least anywhere from 3 to 7 hours, right? Especially if you're putting in time seeing girls more than once a week, or you have a rotation of girls. Think about if you took that time and put it into a craft. Think about if you took that time and put it into studying. Think about if you took that time and put it into a podcast. I could be hanging out with a girl right now, but I'm making myself more exclusive. And they know that I'm busy. Some of them watch my shit. Some of them are on my podcast and they don't say anything. They join my podcast, they don't say anything, and they just sit there and watch. And then when I talk to them, they pretend like they don't know about it. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb, right? But they know. And they understand that I'm busy and I have a purpose and I have something that I put passion into besides fighting, besides having a business. This gives me purpose, but they understand that my time is valuable and they can't easily access me, right? So that makes me more valuable because they want it more. And then when they do see me, they have a ball, they have a blast because I'm in control, I'm dominant, I'm fun, I can laugh. I know when to be serious, I know when it's time to play, I know when it's time to joke. So when they do have my time, it's amazing and it can become addicting. So what you have to understand is learn to be valuable. And you got to understand, and this is an easier way to understand it. People want what they can't have. They want what they can't have. So a lot of the times, a lot of guys, they'll play games and just be like, well, oh, I get it. So now I got to put a little value in my time. Okay, boom, I'm gonna make it chase me. And it can work. But let it be authentic. Don't fake the funk. Don't use it as a technique. Let that be really you. Like, oh, can we hang out Wednesday? Nah, I'm busy Wednesday. I'm taking Spanish lessons. That's really me. Like, I'm learning to speak, Espanol. I think it's aprendan. I always say aprendar español, but it's a different way of saying it. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. Every time somebody asks me, do I speak Spanish? I'm always like, hablar lento, por favor. Mi español es muy mal. But I'm learning. So, but the point is they want to get my attention. They want my time, but I'm busy. Oh, what about this day? Well, at that time I'm in the gym, maybe after or before. Well, what about this time? At that time I'm doing my podcast. What about this time? Well, at that time I'm working out. I work out twice a day. I'm doing podcasts. I knock out maybe anywhere from 11 to 30 videos a day. It could vary. I keep myself busy. So when I do make time, they understand. But meanwhile, look at it like this. While I'm so exclusive and I deliberately sometimes turn girls down. If I see the minus the littlest red flag, it's done. And I'll straight up tell girls. But obviously I'm practicing something where I want to be more exclusive. I'm practicing allowing myself to have this value where not every woman, not everybody can just access me. Like there's a lot of guys who honestly I get more messages from men asking for advice, but you have to understand I'm not responding to everybody. You want to respond, join Patreon. There's value on my attention. It's very cheap. $16. See, you can join the $3 tail. I respond to you, but it ain't much content on there. $16 is nothing. It's my time, my value. I put value on me. You think that you're just gonna message me when there's guys who pay monthly and they talk to me? They can access me? No, that's not fair. You think you're gonna talk on the phone? Hey, can I just call you on Instagram right quick because I just need to talk about this issue? No, there's people that are paying for these phone calls. And you think that you're just gonna get it for free? Absolutely not. Because I put value on my time. I give enough information for you guys to piece the shit together. If you can't piece it together and you still want to talk, you have to pay. It's the same thing with women. They want to hang out, they want to see me. No. You cannot access me so easily. And you need to learn to do the same thing. Learn to ignore women sometimes. A lot of girls play games, especially the girls that say, "Oh, let's hang out." Or they want to hang out and they're always talking to you. But every time you ask them to hang out, they can't hang out or they're busy or they don't have time. And you're like, "Oh, let's hang out, let's link up." "Oh, I can't. But anyway, what are you doing?" So now you find yourself giving all this non-sexual attention, all this attention, you're getting not anything of what you wanted in return. Why? Because you don't put value in your time. And what that is, it's raising your value and your self-worth and your self-concept. Because what you're saying is my time is valuable, my attention is valuable. If I decide to give you any minute of my attention, you need to make the most of it and not take it for granted. Because there's something that I can be doing that's more productive to my life, my family, my pockets, my money, anything. There's always something that you could be doing. I could go for a third workout. There's a level of mastery. If you're in any competitive field, unless you're at the top, if you're not the upper echelon, if you're not getting paid the most, you're not making the most, if you don't have the best statistics, then you could be working on that. Increase your value. If they say if some girl's trying to talk to me and she say some left field and I don't like it, oh, I'll tell a girl straight up, hey, listen, honestly, you're a great person. You're a beautiful girl. Turn it down bad ones. You're a beautiful girl. But I don't think you're the person for me. Oh, and you would think they'd be like, oh, fine, forget you then. No, they'd be like, what made you, how'd you come to that conclusion? Well, there's just some things that you said. I don't really like the way you talk. I think it's a little disrespectful for me. And it's just a standard that I don't find uh, befitting for myself, you know? Hold on, guys. Yeah, hello. I'm working right now. I'm on live. Let me call you back. Sorry, guys. That was my mom. I never did that. I've never done that. But if my mom calls, I always answer. But that's different though. If your mom calls, you gotta answer. Have a great relationship. You always gotta respect your mother. Um, but the point is, be picky, and also be picky. Don't be afraid to be picky either. Be picky with your time, be selective with your time. Now, you don't want to do this with everybody, obviously, right? If there's a girl you like, you still want to have some value in your attention, but be picky and be careful who you choose and decide to give your attention, right? Put some scarcity on your time. Always, always. And a lot of guys, they just, and I get it. Some of you guys are so down bad that you feel like you can't deserve or afford to ignore a girl. Some of you guys like, oh, so girl crazy. And a lot of you guys only reach out to me because you think I'm gonna give you some type of advantage and some type of technique for you to get your way. But the thing is, this is your biggest advantage. Learning to work on yourself. And so many people don't get that. You go through a breakup or your girl leaves you or you going work on yourself. Why? Because the more you work on yourself, the more value you give yourself, the more value you become to other people. And that's what people don't understand. So I was like, work on yourself. You know, I know I'm taking coaching with another guy, and he was like, how I'm so afraid that people see me and they'll make fun of me and they'll talk bad about me. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. You're afraid people won't support you because they're afraid that you'll make it to a place that they were never able to, that you'll put in the work. Value yourself, work on yourself. And the more you work on yourself, anything you focus on grows. If you're working on yourself for about 6, 7 months, you'll see you'll grow to a different level of potential, and the people are gonna notice it, you know? And this is what a lot of you guys don't understand. A lot of you guys don't understand what that really means. Put yourself first. Like stop giving so much time for women. And I know a lot of you guys will sit there on the app, on the dating apps, and swipe left, swipe right, spend about 15 minutes until maybe you hit your limit. Or some of you guys, you might not even have a limit. You might pay for the app. You sit there on your app. Imagine you spend an hour a day focusing on your goals, or focus on an in particular goal, or studying something. Learn a language. Learn learn a new way to make money. Imagine you spent an hour a day learning to make money. Pick a new way to make money, spend an hour a day. Even if you spend 15 minutes a day, you know how much 15 minutes can be over the course of time? Let's say you spend an hour a day talking to like girls, or 2 hours a day just talking to a rotation of girls. Think about if you did that. Think about how exclusive you would be if you actually turned down girls. Some of you guys have never turned down a girl. Why? Because you have a scarcity mindset. You don't have an abundant mindset. You're like, oh damn, I don't know if I'll get this opportunity again. I don't know if I'll see her again. And you know how many times I see girls on the internet? So many girls I see talking about, oh, I've gotten every guy I ever wanted. I've never got turned down. So think about if you turned her down. Imagine the type of impact you would have. You think she's just going to quit? No, that's going to be a challenge for her. She can't accept that. She doesn't know how to lose. Well, and when it comes to that anyway, especially she's never been turned down and you're turning her down for the first time, imagine how that's going to look, because you put value in your intention. You put yourself first, your self-care. Say, for example, you're tired, but shorty hits you up. Oh, let's hang out. I'll come over, please. I'll give you that guac 3000. And you compromise your sleep. You compromise your rest, your beauty sleep, your recovery time, because she was finally ready to give you some punani. Because she was finally ready to give you something that you wanted. Who has more value here in that situation? I'll give it to you when I'm ready. I'm finally ready. Now, oh, let me come get it. No. I'm going to sleep now. It's a little late. And you don't have to be disrespectful about it. You be like, hey, oh, I appreciate that. And I would love to come, but I'm going to sleep right now. Maybe we can try again in the morning. And because and I remember when I started doing it, they thought I was lying. They thought I was lying. I remember I did it with my ex. And I was like, no, I'm going to sleep. She FaceTimed me. Who you with? I'm in my bed. I'm with these pillows. That's it. Because they can't believe that you're actually putting that much discipline and value on yourself and on your time that you could turn them down. Now, some girls you might lose. Okay, so what? But if you have an abundant mentality, and look at and this how you know it's all mental when it comes to women. There are more of them in the world than us. If you lined up every man and every woman and married them all off, there will still be millions of women left unmarried. So when women have this idea that like, oh, well, I just want one man, that's it. It's not realistic. That's not how we were created. You think there's more women in the world by accident? Not saying that you can't be monogamous. And this is more or less, this whole talk is geared towards men being a little more monogamous. It's a lot easier. But I understand what men are. I understand that, listen, if there's an abundant options out there, it's going to happen. But be exclusive. Don't let everybody be accessible to you. Learn to turn girls down. And I'll tell you this, if you focus on one girl at a time, you'll be a lot more successful because you're not spending as much. You don't have to give as much of your time. You spend time with one girl and you have a rotation of girls, and then you get spending with this one and this one and that one. All those hours and days spent, you could be working on your purpose. You could be doing things that are productive for you and your time. But I understand, and trust me, because listen, I'm not perfect either. It's hard. It's hard when you're trying to get into a space where you want to be with one girl and you're so used to them, and they come, and the more you turn them down, the more they will come. And that's a little hack. If you want more girls, turn them down. Trust me, they come even more. And it gets a little hard sometimes. But I understand if you choose to have more girls. There's nothing wrong with that. But just make sure we have disclosures of honesty and don't just let anyone access you. Don't let any girl say, okay, I want you. I'm gonna hit him up because I want him now. It's okay to turn girls and be like, well, I can't because I'm currently talking to somebody. Or be straight up, be like, I'm currently talking to a few girls right now, and I don't think that I would be fair to you. I don't have the time for you, or I'm talking to a girl right now, or I have a girlfriend. You become more valuable when you tell girls you have a girlfriend. You ever been in a relationship and girls want you out of nowhere? And then when you're not in a relationship, they ain't got nothing for you. Once you get in a relationship, start posting your girls, that's when they all want to come. Because you become exclusive. There's value on you. And they're thinking, oh, damn, he got a girl. There must be something good about him. What is it? Let me hit him up. Let me test him. Let's see what his loyalty like. Become more exclusive. Don't allow everybody to access you. Give your attention. And if you do allow yourself to have more than one girl, to stop taking on new ones. Keep it to 2 or 3 a minimum. And tell the other ones, listen, hey, I don't have time, because you think about it. You are not doing yourself a priority. Now, if you are a man of stature, you have money, you have wealth, and you are a great leader, that's different. Then you can lead those people. But put value on your time. Learn to do that. Anyway, we're going to end this podcast off. I have to get going. Learn to be exclusive, fellas. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to Patreon for more exclusive content. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. Run up those likes until this live is over. And make sure you follow me. The link is in the bio for all of that. It's on Spotify. Just hit the link in the bio and you can listen to this again and so many more like it. We're going to end this off with J.O. Say It Ain't. And I'm out of here, guys.
Yeah, nigga. This is that big Hollywood shit, nigga. We copping that shit you wish you could get. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking around out here, man. Fuck you thought it was, nigga. You know how we do it, nigga. We doing back-to-back shit. Ain't no stopping, ain't no motherfucking breaks, nigga.
Tonight, no question, guys. I gotta go. I'll be back tomorrow.
Niggas watch out. I'm gon' blow. Ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't